Hey there, look at that. It's time to start the stream. Roughly 11:30 on my time, 11:30 a.m. California time out here. It's a beautiful day here. So I'm basically going to stream for a couple hours and then maybe get out and walk around a bit because it's very pretty today. Nice, just a nice, lovely weekend we're having. Sometimes it's super hot this time of year, but I believe it'll be a decent temperature. So that's always nice. And but hey, once again, there'll be some streaming today. There's get into the introduction here. For example, I will be using the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller to fly around. I'm not going to be driving. I could be driving. I'm not going to be driving. This sometime, well, tomorrow I'll probably drive. I'm gonna definitely want to do some for Forza, which I'm kind of probably be doing some off stream. But it's the thing is, it's the call of the sky. It's the adventure. It's the aviation adventure and simulation. It calls me all the time. I'm really addicted to it. I like to do it every day. I mean, I actually don't. I used to do it. Used to fly, do a little mission, even on the days that I didn't stream. But then I'd be really sad because I was like, oh, that was so cool. I wish I had streamed that. So I don't actually fly on the 2 days a week. I don't stream, but 5 days a week I do. So 5 days a week I fly usually. And today we're going to be flying. It's interesting. We're going to be flying through kind of an area of an area of Australia called the Flinders Ranges Park. It's not a little park. It's a huge park. It was mentioned in their in the update video for the most recent world update for Flight Sim for Australia, and I'm like, I've never been there before. I think it sounds cool. It's something I want to cross off on the destination list there. I also have the big. If it takes, it probably take quite a while. I hope this is a long, long ass stream. I want to go at least 2 hours. All right, so there'll be that. There'll be the big brain games. After the big brain games, there'll be the short break, my interstitial break, my mid roll, as I like to call it. After the mid roll, and during the mid roll, I'll be taking my piano, I'll be slapping it right down here. I'll be plugging everything in, turning everything on, transforming this space right here into Ken's Piano Lounge for your benefit and mine also, because I enjoy playing the piano. And so I'll play the piano for like 50 minutes, and that's usually a stream, maybe more, maybe less. It just has to, it's all about what I feel like doing, and this is generally what I feel like doing. It's pretty much the same thing every time. As I like to say around now, the motto of the show is we make the mediocre look easy. All right, let's get to the flying around. I'm in the correct category. I got my game up here. Look at that. Microsoft Flight Sim is so colorful. Gonna pick a plane. I haven't flown this plane. For some reason, I had this in my head. But I haven't flown it in a long time because last time I flew it, it had problems. The T-33 jet trainer. But maybe this time it won't have problems. You see what I mean? You never know. It had some kind of, I think it caused a crash. I don't know for sure. All right, yeah, we're going to configure this. I'm not sure I get a lot of different paint jobs for the T-33, but it's a pretty cool plane. And it's being in a jet, it can get us from place to place pretty fast. I don't believe there is a Australia in this long list of countries here. But we'll do Ace Maker 3. Oh, anyway, it takes a while to load these things nowadays. I used to be a little better about that, but all right, you can see stuff on the left there now relating. You can compare planes to the plane you selected by hovering over it. That's a new feature. I don't know how great that is. All right, the T-33, go to Australia. So I looked up where this place is. It's pretty huge. It's this large kind of structure here. I mean, so it looks interesting. What is it? There's a couple of airports around here, but these are tiny little bush airports, I think. Okay, actually, yeah, this is the area, right? Here, because I have it up here. I have it up here on my, okay, where's like that big curvy bend there? Okay, so it's north of this area. Technically, this is the area here. That's got 37 feet of grass. Do we have anything that's longer? Dirt. I'm just checking these little airports in this area. I mean, what about Hawker? Come on, you got to have an actual. Yeah, there we go. 4,000 feet of asphalt. It's pretty close. It's about 10 miles away. And then we'll just head northeast. First of all, we're going to make this daytime. There we go. Daytime. There we go. Daytime. We want some shadows, though, right? Yeah, shadows. There we go. Um, all right, so we're gonna start here at Wilpena Pound Airport. Hopefully there is. Oh, nice. We can cold start this plane. It's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. All right, start flight and see how this goes today. This is a very large area, but it looks very kind of like kind of effectively like the Grand Canyon in some ways. It's of Australia. It's or not, just a big, complicated looking canyon. All right, here's our plane. It's got all the covers on it, shit, canopy. Don't worry, when I get in, I have my Shift C button. There's Ace Maker. It looks like he's got 4 aces right here. He's dead. It's fine. He'll be fine. Pretty plain. All the covers and stuff, I can take them off, but I just do Shift C. They'll automatically come off. That's fine. All right. All right. Let me see if I remember where everything is here, because the answer is no. But I think a lot of the stuff I need is over here, right? Okay. That's the starter switch, ignition switch. Okay, battery. First battery. What's down here? These are circuit breakers, nav light, bright, canopy controls, radio panel lights. Cool. Oh yeah, this is the updated version with the Garmin. That's good. Which is fine. What's under here? I don't know what even that's for. Oh, Jet 6 to 10. Yeah, no, we don't need that. What's this over here? Oh yeah, the inverter we're gonna need on. Then we want to do this here. We got to check our fuel. I think there's a fuel somewhere. Okay, no, it's over there. All this stuff is good, right? Oh yeah, I want to set this to here. Those are the wait, which ones? Okay, these are the flaps, right? Okay, got it. I want those flaps there. I don't need those. Starting fuel switch on. It's I want that on. Blah blah blah. AP trim disc. Okay, I think we're kind of ready to start the engine. Hopefully, we'll find out. If I remember to do it, you're gonna turn the starter on. Oh yeah, first on. And then we're going to watch for revolutions, 1%. There's also a thingy down here, a dial we can look at. It's under, it's there. It's FF, I think. Fuel reference, RPM, there we go, 8%. RPM times 10. So it's RPM, yeah, I'm not giving it ignition yet. So once it gets to about, I think, what, 15%? 11 or like 12, I think. Yeah, that's about as high as it goes. We give it the ignition. And then you're going to see it will really start, it'll start to speed up there. Now that we have ignition, we get temperature, so exhaust gas temperature starts coming up. And that, of course, causes spin up. You can see the engine's going to doing its thing. And once it gets to there, yeah, okay, here, we can turn the generator on. And there we go. It should be stabilized now. Down. Everything there looks good. Okay, engine's good. That was a good start, I believe. Let's talk to the airport. I don't know if there's much here. We're gonna head north and check out this new terrain. They're gonna let us tune the traffic. Yeah, it's not letting me tune the traffic, which is fine. Do I get ground services? Yeah, I don't get anything. That might be a bug. It doesn't matter. Oops, I don't want to do that. Okay, all right. We don't need this. Okay, parking brake off. Okay, so these things are, those are, I don't know what they are. Just in power just a little bit there. All right, we should have just barely enough runway here, honestly. Yeah, I think we do. All right, let's get ready for takeoff here, though. Slow down a bit. I wonder if we could talk to the radio now. Okay, parking brake on. Flaps to takeoff position, which is 2, and trim to a little bit positive. I don't think they'll accept us. Oh, yeah, actually. We're going to depart straight out. We're heading northeast. Hopefully, it's basically just, yeah, something's wrong with the radio today. It is not giving me radio communications, but I don't care. Fortunately, we don't need them. It's a weird little bug. All right. So the key thing about this jet is it's kind of an early stage. It's an early model. So to get full power out, you have to slowly increase the. Hold on. First, you want to establish your thing there, and slowly increase your throttle, which I've got a throttle here, so that you're not flooding the engine. Then keep it full because you're going to need it. We're going to need it. Yeah, we need like 120 knots to take off, so we're almost there though. I think we'll make it. Not even a problem. Fly in, gear up. Flaps up, and we can already reduce power, take off power. You don't want to overstress the engines. Climb power. And there we are. Okay, which way are we heading? The opposite direction the way I want to go north. We're going to make a nice turn here. It's probably going to be a lot of just terrain. But this is the direction of the park where this is. Hold on. I'm trying to finish up some of this the new Australia stuff, and I was one of the things I noticed in the the video that they put out was called Flinders Ranges Park. So I'm like, I've never been there. It turns out it is a huge area in north of Adelaide, quite a bit north of Adelaide. Kind of in, not, I wouldn't say the interior, but not anywhere near a thing. And I figured I'd check it out. I've never been there. All right, let's see if we get some cruise speed going here. By the way, this thing is, this thing's air brakes. Yeah, those are the air brakes. I don't know. It's just, I think it's working. A little bit of positive trim. So they said, oh well, it said something about it. And I haven't been there before. It looks kind of like just on the map. It's like a lot of like folded terrain. It's kind of hard to describe. But it is definitely this direction. So if we look at this, you kind of see. I think on the flight planner, you can see what I mean by there's like we're starting here. And this whole area to the north. It's this whole area to the north. We're not quite there yet. But once we do get there, it's like 20 miles or more, 30, 40 miles of just this kind of, I think, kind of high terrain, kind of like mountainous terrain, from what looks there. But a lot of kind of really interesting, you see there's like kind of these weird straight edge formations. Obviously Australia is famous for unusual rock formations, outcroppings, such as Uluru, which they have recently redone. When we should go there. I've been to Uluru many times before, or Ayers Rock, whatever you want to call it. And it's always been a great ride. It's always been very beautiful. But I would always go. I would consider going back again. We're in a nice fast plane. I'm slowing this down a bit here. All right. So a couple things to remember about. Is that you? A couple things to remember about this particular plane that I always have to, at least I remind myself. First of all, is everything looking good there? Yeah, we're okay there, right? What's that for? What does that say down there? It's fuel reserve low. Okay, so the thing to remember about this plane is that it only pulls fuel from the fuselage tank. It has a whole bunch of tanks. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so the fuselage tank has 44 gallons left, but you can see the other tanks are just sitting there. There's 6 other tanks. There's 3 on each side that aren't the center tank. So anyway, we're kind of coming up, I think, on where some of this area is. And you can see there are some like little cities. Maybe we'll head to this right side here. Looks like might be some things to see here. So I'm watching the fuselage tank, and it will go 44, 43, 42, and kind of without warning, you can run out of fuel because. So what you do is you operate your you do this, and that starts loading fuel into the fuselage tank. And then when it's full, you just turn these off. And you've got to watch out that you're not nose light, which I am apparently. So anyway, so this is some terrain. I don't know what they did. It's just a terrain thing issue, I guess. So so every now and then you got to check your fuselage tank and then top it off effectively using a pump system. All right, let's get rid of this. So I chose kind of a late. I think it's early morning. No, it's late afternoon. It sets in the west there. But I don't really know where to go. I'm gonna have to. I could theoretically reference Google Maps if I can kind of figure out where I am, but that may be iffy. It's a very large area. But there was definitely some really interesting geographical names. Like one ridge is called Great Wall of China, and I guess it's because it reminds people of the Great Wall of China, but it's a natural formation. So interesting little iron deposits or something down there. A lot of orange and dark reds to the ground. Usually means a lot of iron-rich soil. So there's something over there, like a little circle there. I'm just trying to see. There are a couple of little tiny towns, and there's like a little observation areas, where you can get there and stay overnight. But this is really hard to get to area, I think. Like there. That's what I think there. There's something there. That's about as big as you're going to get. It's not like towns or anything. But I think it might be... Okay, let me see where I am on the map here. We're down to 81 in there. That's fine. Oh, I'm heading that way. It looks like the majority of it is that direction. I'm going to head this way. Okay. Right, okay, so this is, all right. Yeah, it's like this little canyon down here is one of the main little canyon areas, I think. Try to stay nice and low here. So I picked this plane because it's fast, because we're going to need to cover a lot of terrain. We won't see anything at all. I think it's kind of that direction is the majority of it, but you can see there's all these, like, these ridges that kind of curve around. Now, from the ground, it looks like one thing. From the air, it's quite... These are all quite kind of wrinkly ridges. But I just thought we'd check it out. Maybe we'll do we'll go to Sydney just to do urban canyon carving, as well as the actual canyon carving. This is kind of quick. You can see all these kind of very straight-looking formations, or very geometric curves. They're all natural, but caused by a lot of effects there. So that is that's kind of the flat area outside of this whole Flinders Park. So we're gonna head this way, kind of northeast, back into the park, or the reserve area. Now, apparently there are Aboriginal artworks and things like that to explore. So the Aboriginal people lived in this area for sure. Not sure why. Okay, so this way. All right, let me see what my let me see what my world map's looking like here. Oh yeah, it's further up back to the north where we're going to go. Lilac. Something like Gum Creek Station. I think it's going to be around here somewhere. This might be Gum Creek. Because it is the correct area for it to be. I don't just remember where the station is. It'd be around here somewhere, but I don't know which way it is. It's definitely around here. Let me get the direction. Look at my map. Yeah, if that's Gum Creek Station, then the Great Wall of China is right over here, right this way. I think we turns. but I don't know if it is. Again, I don't really have a lot of points of interest. I'm just kind of comparing rough geographical features. So, I actually think Gum Street Station, now that I look at it, like, I don't see anything that looks exactly like a Great Wall. Well, eventually you're going to end up, I think, at this Wielek Airport up there. I do like to land. We've got plenty of time. That's what it looks like inside. Just checking everything is there. We should check our fuselage fuel again. 77 is plenty. How's this thing here? Plenty of fuel. Switches for main. Anything here I need. And just checking. Okay, that's that orange exhaust smoke. Does it work? Oh, it does. That's cool. I'm pretty sure I knew it. I just haven't used the smoke effects too recently. Alright, everything else there. These switches will turn on. You know, lighting, radio. That's checking things. Emergency canopy ejector, which doesn't do anything. Okay. Alright, yeah, no, we're generally heading the right direction. Let's go back to... Alright. So this side here. That should be a little more evident where I am. Right? Gum Creek Station should actually be around in here. The left here. Right. I don't know for sure. Hard to tell because they don't look exactly the same like this direction. Maybe, but maybe not. We'll find out. It either is or isn't. But, you know, I'm having fun. And this is all it is. It's not like there's going to be any, I think, really amazing, noticeable landmarks. Unless I could be wrong. Well, so there's still quite a way we haven't seen. This is what it looks like here. Staying nice and low. So if Gum Creek Station is up ahead, then I know where I am. Over this little ridge here. It's fun flying though. It's not very safe. Probably should stay higher in the real world. I want to see. There's probably, I don't know, there are kangaroos down there. There probably is a lot of wildlife, but we don't get to see much of it. Fly with stuff, there's going to be kind of a veil, a dell flat area up here, I think. And then, I mean, according to the map, this is definitely the heart of the Flinders Ranges National Park. Alright, let's see if I can see anything in this area here. See, I don't really see, like, even a road. And I think there is a road. Is there a road over here? Maybe not. This here. Right here. That, to me, could be a road, indicating, yeah, I think we're close to where I think we're supposed to go. I mean, it's not much of a road, but it's wow. Okay. Maybe there's a few roads in here. Trails. Well, it's the right direction. I don't see anything that looks like a Gum Creek Station. But I'm 100% sure we're in generally the right area. I think we're going to head up to that rather tall, there's a fairly tall mountain up ahead. Alright, how are we doing for fuel? Let's look at our fuselage at 72. Fuel. You do have a lot of fuel. It's just a matter of keeping the fuselage tank full. I saw kind of a peak, a relatively tall peak, so we're heading kind of towards where the taller areas are. It's the Gammon Ranges. Is this like the mountains? Is this what they're calling this up here? Does gammon mean ham? I don't know. I mean, there actually is quite a lot of stuff, but I don't know if it's small, in terms of little tiny towns. And that's got to be Mount something up here. This is a pretty, like, straight looking range. I wonder if that's the Great Wall of China. It's real straight. Pretty interesting. Yeah, that's not too far wherever this is. I don't know if this is a tall area, but I think there's a tall area. But yeah, you can see, you can definitely tell that the topology of the ground, the geography is quite dramatic. I was thinking this was further away, so maybe it'd be really tall. But it is just fairly tall. And what are we at? We're like 3,200 feet, so this is only like 3,800 feet at most, 3,600 feet. Okay, so if we turn this way straight north, this is the tallest area up here, is up there. It's very pretty, but it's very stark. So I think we're basically just going to fly over to Lilac and land there. Hopefully, it looks like it is a real airport. I'll find out right now. Oh gosh, yes, it's a bigger airport. Like quite a bit than where we took off from. Very nice. And hopefully it's been, worked on a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful day for flying. Did I turn live weather on? It's separate from the time. Actually, no. What is the live? Oh, right. No, I missed it. Sorry, that's the thing to that. Let's keep where it was. Here, custom. Yeah, okay. Live weather is on. Not time of day. Back to where it was. A little later day. Well, now it's updating the weather. Yeah, it does that, which is fine. I actually do want to make it a little earlier. I changed it to later in the day. So let's go back. Pull it right to there. Okay, so now live weather's on. Fine. Okay, so we're hitting these relatively steeper. Well, we're still only like 3,000 feet. So these aren't really tall mountains or anything like that. I don't know if Australia really has like tall mountains. There's a lot of mountains, but they're probably mostly under 6,000 feet. I don't know. I guess Uluru is pretty tall. It's not that tall either. It's under, it's only 4,000 feet. So there's a lot of dramatic terrain, but not necessarily a lot of tall mountains. I'd have to ask Rock what the tallest mountain is. All right, where the heck are we? Where the heck are we? Right, so we're there. All right, well, I think it's time to fly over to where that runway is. I mean, and that'll take us through the pass here. And because I have no idea what will greet us when we get there, but it's right in front of us. So, pretty basic little flight. As I say, it's not really, I just want to kind of check this off the list. To land, basically, there's flaps, there's gear. But there also are speed brakes, which can be helpful because the plane tends to want to, these planes tend to be a little hard to slow down. You can see there is kind of a plane over there in the distance where I assume it's going to be, obviously you can see the terrain here, it's going to be leveling off. Turning green. It's still not super flat, but it's relatively flat compared to this area. All right, well that, it is what it is. Yeah, maybe we'll just check out Sydney because they have a new opera house. So we'll jump over to Sydney. or they've updated the opera house. I think we might have seen it already one time, but I want to go again. We've been to Perth, we've been to Adelaide. I don't know what other cities they in Melbourne. I don't know what other, and they said they've refreshed Sydney as well, I believe. They're like very dramatic, shrinking. I guess I'm wondering if some of this is all related to fault lines, to earthquake, tectonic activity. Because but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, well, or direct in what way it's related to technology. Okay, we got a ways. We got about 10 miles. It's gonna be about a 5-minute flight because we are doing 300 knots, or fast plane. We're a pretty plane too, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's not a long time, but we'll be there in about 5 minutes. And there's not much to see in this area, especially compared to, the good thing is, it doesn't stress out the simulation. So that's good. Oh, by the way, cheers. I barely poured my Diet Coke because I haven't even announced my new exciting sponsorship with Diet Coke. But the reason I haven't announced it is because it has not occurred. But cheers anyway. Gotta pay for my Diet Coke like a regular working dude. The hell? All sorts of interesting, pretty formations here. I mean, you gotta give respect to the algorithms that create this three-dimensional terrain from satellite maps and topography, I assume. And aerial pictures and satellite topography, two different things. Like a bunch of different databases. But do not approach. Do not approach. I'll have to put you in your room. He's getting all aggressive again. He's a boy. He's a lion. He's a lion beastie. Let's get closer here so we can start to see. Okay. Ooh, nice. So we even have some. Okay. There's two. This is a fairly decent size of airport. All right, what are we? We are approximately 5 miles out. All right, so I'm going to put the flaps to the second position at this point. And that will give us a little lift and start slowing us down a bit. Also going to reduce power to some extent. Oh, there it is. All right, so less power there. Pulling my brakes out, those are the things at the bottom, and gear, and flaps to there because I already see the runway. All right, pulling these brakes back in now. The speed brakes at the bottom. Okay, all right, now we got to watch speed carefully because we have a fairly high stall speed at this plane, about 140 knots. Well, not 140, like 120, but still. Like here, we got a pretty decent lineup. Should be a decent enough long runway. If I remember correctly, this plane's very hard. It does not have great brakes. We'll definitely want to be using my air brakes as soon as I hit the ground. We're at 165. That's a decent approach speed. That's what it looks like from here. We look real low from there, but here we're kind of high. Not about right. Don't want to brush these trees too hard. 156. Less power. I've never been here before. Oh, yeah. Suddenly we have points of interest. Okay, as soon as I get over here, I'm going to turn off the. I'm going to hit my full speed brakes too. That'll help slow us down. A little bit of a. Oh, definitely. What the hell? Sir, stay on the runway, please. That wasn't good. All right, slow it down. That'll be fine. It definitely gets a little squirrely trying to get down. I think one of the reasons why it acts like that is I was very heavy on fuel. Like you normally would not want to land with 46% fuel, and you wouldn't have normally had that much fuel. And that makes it really hard to set on the ground. This is what we got here. Looks like somebody's coming in behind me. I've never been here before. It's kind of a small, what's it called? Lee something. Anyway, yeah, I need to practice my landings. Somebody's flying around up there. Somebody I know. Oh, we don't just hit anymore. Where does this want us to park? All right, so this is the airport. Okay. And I assume there's probably a little town out there. Let's see, is there? You're fine. What does it say over there, by the way? It says Leigh, L-E-I-G-H Creek. I just want to see where that is, right? Okay, yeah, I got it right here in the map. Leigh Creek. There's a Leigh Creek station. There's the Copley Indian Rock Formation. There's and yeah, when I see the runway right there, I see this runway where we are at the airport, though. Yeah, Leigh Creek. It's very tiny. I mean, if we get out of the plane here, Leigh Creek is this little community over here. Let's not go over there. All right. Here we are. Kind of cool with the plane. Danger, ejection seat. All right, we got plenty of time because I'm going to do a nice long stream today. So we're going to fly. This time, do a little city flying. But that's where we ended up. See, we're in the middle of basically nowhere. All right, Sydney, Australia. Just for a little, so we can say we did some city flying. I will take off from, well, there's an inland airport, right? How big is this one? Bankstown. So as departure, change the time to a appropriately afternoonish time. Start on the runway, why not? Fly around a bit. Should be fun. I might have to adjust the weather. It looks cloudier here in Sydney. All right, we'll head northeast once we take off. All right, trim set to slightly positive. Flaps are in the correct position. Slowly adjust your speed. And so that you're watching the RPM come up as you slowly adjust your throttle. Do this too fast and you'll flood the engine. I've done this, I've demonstrated that many times. This is about the speed. And then once you get there, you release your parking brake. I mean, you really don't need to do that because we're going to play long. But that's kind of the fun of it. Yeah, I mean, you definitely need plenty of runway. But you see, as soon as it kind of gets to speed, it starts to kind of want to wobble. You got to give a lot of, a lot of control stick inputs just to keep it straight. All right, we're flying. You're up. You're coming quite smartly. And flaps in, and we're going to reduce takeoff power to climb back. Right, northeast is this way. Yeah, I can barely see anything, so we're going to have to adjust the weather. Also, there's a racetrack. Horse racing? It's a racetrack, all right. Because I can't see anything. All right, I'm doing a command weather adjustment. All right, first of all, we're flying nice and straight, so I can see where I'm going. Oh, I keep doing the wrong thing. Easily fixable. This is where I click. I'm gonna turn that off. Go. Clouds. See, now you can see where frickin' Sydney is, which is it's up here. Oh yeah, there it is. It's dead ahead. I mean, we would have hit it, but we wouldn't be able to see very well. So basically, okay, so there's that little airport. There's another airport. There's the main airport's out that way. But then, yeah, this is the outskirts of Sydney, and you can see like a lot of major boulevards heading right into the big city. I just wanted to counter a middle of nowhere flight with a much more, graphics intensive flight. What's our speed? Oh, we're at 300. Slow down. We don't need to be going that fast. Lots of buildings. You can see your cricket pitches there. Ovals. and the major harbor activity. So I mean, basically, I mean, I don't know what they've done. They've refreshed a lot of the buildings, but they and the opera and the world famous opera house on the bay. But it always looks really great. So I just want to see if it's going to choke my computer to have to do all these buildings, which it should. But you know, at least it's not going to hopefully crash. So we got a bunch of bridges. We'll be flying kind of around the main section, main financial center, downtown area. Lots of bridges, all three-dimensional yachts. Very nice bridge activity there. They drive on the other side down there. See, there's an actual ship that's not on land. It's a wharf, but the opera house is over here, right there. That's right ahead of us there. And that kind of famous bridge there, which we can go under. Well, let's go under it. In fact. So I don't know what they've done here, if anything, but the only way to know is to get up close and personal. Yeah, I think they've changed the color scheme with that green and gold. Probably that's how it looks. Very, 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 very pretty. It's certainly, you know, it's certainly something. It's an amazing structure. Good for them. All right, get back in the plane. So it's very cool. All right, we're gonna fly under that bridge. Let's get some separation here. All sorts of detailing on the wharf. That's military dock there. You know, like a frigate there. Forget I said it. Forget I said it. All right, let's go right here. We're going to turn here. We're going to zip in. That's what it looks like from here. It is definitely getting a little choppy, which I would hope, given that we're got a billion things to go. There's our bridge. There's our bridge. There's our bridge. We're going to go right under that bad boy. And you see the opera house to the left. You can go on these tours, right, where they take you to the top of the bridge. You're not on the driving part of it. You're on the superstructure. But you know, you have to be in pretty good shape. It's quite a haul. And there's us going underneath. Cool bridge too. All right, let's check out some of these buildings. Urban canyon carving. Yeah, they've definitely refreshed and put some of the more recent architecture in. Like this building here on the edge looks a little different, or is new. This one here, pretty cool looking. And then these stuff, it's amazing. The towers, the observation tower has always been there. We have some cool stuff over there. I think it's a train station over there. What does it say there? Westfield. Something like that. All right, let's fly around some more. There's the train station there. You can see those. What else is there to see in Sydney, Australia? I don't know. So there's at least one train station, but you can see there's another couple of interior train stations. The one over there, I think. I don't remember exactly. There's a bunch of places where there's a bunch of large stadiums like all grouped together. I don't know exactly where that is. And there's this here, just like a central parking area, plaza area there. And I know I've seen it. I think it's kind of it's a little bit out, but I don't remember exactly where. You got cruise ship terminals there. I don't see any stadiums over there. Let's fly around a little bit more. Some of the slightly outlying areas. And what's on the other side of this big bridge that we flew under. Somebody's flying their Eurocopter doing some sightseeing. Michael FSK, right? Well, at least those are turned on. This is a really cool area here. I like the design of the roadway there with that kind of building. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Really cool. Lots of traffic. And the setting of Sydney, as you can see, is very pretty. For people who are living a little bit out, not right on the city. City's right there. But there's a lot of these hilly outside communities that look really nice. And all the Australian cities do look really pretty, but from what I can see. Let's see, if you were a stadium, where would you be? Well, there's a cricket pitch, but that's, I do think, a school. There's a couple of them. And again, some of those oval things might actually be Australian rules football. I'm not sure whether they play cricket or AFL, or Australian rules football. What's out here is like something like catching my eye. Check it out. Well, we're not very agile. I gotta remember to check my fuselage fuel load though. Something out here. I guess it's just some buildings. It's just white colored. It's a building. That really attracts attention. Got a pool. Cliffs. Drop over sometime. What about here? Like, this looks like a place where there's going to be a beach. I wonder if it's a famous beach right here. There's a decent sized one. No, do not approach. And then this is obviously a hotel resort right there. And a few of those. Well, the sim is performing very nicely. All right, where is that other airporto that I talked about? It's this one here. I think it's enormo. It's the Sydney, main airport. We'll fly over and I'll pick a runway. They have many. There's Sydney. It's pretty. There's a golf course. There's a whole bunch of different racetracks or something, all concentrically placed. Very interesting looking area here. As I mentioned, the airport is up ahead here. It has a crisscrossy set of runways, and then a bunch of runways that extend out into the water, into the bay there. So it's nice and long. We'll fly over first. I've been to this airport. We've been to here. I've flown around Sydney a lot, but it's been a while. And they've updated this area, so they probably updated the airport too. A little chop. Not too bad. Not too bad, really. The key is after I land, it'll probably be like everything will go down to 4 frames per second. Because that's when it really gets it. Yeah, you get a lot of stuff here. Kind of remember the layout of this one. Real pretty. All right, where's the runway? Okay, we're going to come out to the water. See how long these runways are. They're designed for jumbo jets. We are not one. We're going to go to small jet. And we'll land it. We'll come land to the north here. And then there'll be big brain game time. It'll be interesting to see how smooth this landing goes. Because this is my second landing. The first landing was a little iffy. Again, we have the same issue, which I want to try actually landing in a more realistic fuel load. So I'm going to go ahead and just load fuel. Can I? Oh yeah, I'm going to do it this way. Like that. Load aircraft. And then I'm going to go and load my fuselage tank. So that I don't run out of gas on the way out. Okay, fuselage tank is loaded up. Okay. Alright, plenty of compute. And now we have kind of a realistic fuel load. I think it'll make it a lot easier to land. Alright, we're going to make a turn for landing. Probably already start to put some flaps down because we're close. Runway right there. So we're going to pop gear. Here's some gear coming out. Watching speed carefully. A little more flap. We'll come in right here to this runway right here. It's plenty long. So speed 194. Good. So we have some room to slow down. Beautiful late afternoon landing here. Probably it's probably like 6:30 or something. Maybe earlier. Remember, it's the southern hemisphere, so whereas the days are long here in the northern hemisphere, they're short down there. We're a little high up. But it's nice long anyway. like from here. Seems like a nice approach so far. It's fast. I'm about to slam on my those air brakes. Air brakes on. She still wants to bounce a little bit even at this full load. Too fast. Way too fast, I guess. Yeah, that must have been a real. I guess you have to land way under stall speed. That was my issue. I gotta learn the ins and outs of this plane again. I got the brakes down though. Alright, it is what it is. I gotta practice my landings in this. It's not that easy. But it was definitely felt different without the weight of the extra weight of the extra fuel. I think with the practice, I think I was basically just way fast. I needed to burn off more speed, which I could have done. Easy to do. Again, you got these speed brakes on the bottom that pop out. And I have an analog control that does that. Because yeah, both the landings are a little rough. This is a trainer. I've never really. I mean, I've had some good landings in it, but I've definitely had some real iffy ones. But you know, we didn't smash anything. It didn't say. At least this one we didn't go off the runway. Also, I was thinking, yeah, you know, often when I land at one of these places, there's a cool looking control tower back there. As soon as you get on the ground, the frame rate just dumps, just goes in the dumper. And that did not occur. The one thing it did do is as soon as I get kind of on the ground, that's when the points of interest show up. And until I do, they don't. I do want to open up the cockpit and park it over here. But we're going to do the big brain games. We're going to have a long stream today. My God. My God, it's going to be a long stream. Because I don't got anything else to do. But I really enjoyed flying around. Next time, where we're going to fly, I don't know. I never decided too much in advance. There's still a few points of interest to check off from that this Australia. But we've done basically all of it, I think. Yeah, this is a busy, complicated airport, and the sim is handling the ground level access quite well. Better than SU4 would have, for sure. Alright, let's just park in here. I don't know where it's taking me, but I don't care. Plenty of parking spots here. Yeah, it definitely gets a little on the ground, but that's where, you know. Oh, there it goes. That's what it has done before, and I'll probably say resources right at the end. I'll say your resources are full. Yeah. Oh well. Well, at least it got to the very end. And yeah, actually, this is the exact same thing that SU4 did. So, yeah, it hasn't changed. This plane, though, this particular plane is like 8 gig or something. It's a big plane. I mean, not a big plane in terms of physical size. It's a big plane in terms of simulation. What is top sellers sale in terms of weight? The weight, according to simulation. Do I want any of this stuff? No, not so far. I already have a B2 Spirit, but I could always get another B2 Spirit. I don't have it installed. I could always... it's okay. CRJ, no. Yeah, none of these are really for me. P55, that actually might be kind of fun. That'd be the only one I'd be really interested in. Of course, this art, you can rent it. This is only, that's actually also this SR-71 kind of off-brand SR-71. This is kind of interesting. Huh. Okay. Scenery. Hollywood Burbank Airport. $18 for one airport. Jeez. Ugh. All right, come on, guys. Get real. Okay, upgrades. Delivery upgrades. Yeah, nothing. I don't care about these. All right, that was it. All right, we're gonna do the big brain games. Give me a second here. Quit desktop. Gonna change category into just chatting. There we go. Just chatting. And let me bring up the first of the big brain game. All right. Sorry, Buckle. Of course, it's the Quirtle. Usually I've been doing the classic, but I want to do the extreme because I like the challenge. This is just a warm-up game. You're going to do like a bunch of these games that are free games that are, new every day on the internet. 6 or 7 of them in some weird order. Okay. Can't be truce, so it's probably going to be truck on the upper left. Which is hopefully good because, okay, K is eliminated. Now we have, let's see. On the lower left, it has to be Bravo. Right? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and that V was helpful. Interesting. So what could that be on the lower right? Could be stiff on the upper right. What could that one be? It could be... Agave? A-G-A-V-E? What could that word be? It wasn't agave. Okay. What about stiff? Oof. Oh, shift. Well, we're not going to get this one today. What was it? Heave. See, if I did that in the right order, I would have got the H. I would have known as heave. Oh, well. That's fun. Is what it is. The next game is called Revealed. All right, what is this one here? Today's Revealed is in science and tech. It's a 7-letter word. The thing we're looking for, a blank in blank and blank is any of a blank of blank that converts blank blank directly into blank blank. Although the term blank in blank usage designates an blank of 2 or more blank blank capable of such blank blank, it is commonly applied to a blank blank of this kind. What is the field here? Electrochemistry. Is any of a blank that convert blank blank directly into blank? Could be a tricky one. Electrochemistry. That convert something directly into what? What's this one here? I have no idea what this is by. Something energy. Like potential energy? I have no idea what this is. Electrochemistry. Should be something obvious like combustion engine, but that's not 7 letters. Let's just look at the second letter here. A. Okay. A blank in electrochemistry is any of a blank blank that convert blank energy directly into blank blank, although the term blank in blank usage generates an blank of 2 or more blank blank capable of such blank blank. It is commonly applied to a blank blank of this kind. Oh, man. Yeah, we have to give up on this one. Such conversion. What are we converting? That's completely redundant. Okay, directly into what? Wow. All right, I'm just going to give up. Yeah, give up and show the answer. Battery. Okay, see, eventually you could get it. It was gettable, but I don't care. I don't have all day. There's batteries. That was a relatively hard one because the clues were hard. That's fine. I don't solve them all. And I don't think there would be any way of cheating. Chemical, even if I'd gotten all of these class devices, chemical to electrical energy, Probably not. Maybe if I did chemical to electrical, oof. Galvanic might have been helpful. Yeah, none of these words were really helpful, until you see the whole thing. Which is good. They should be hard. That was a good one. Good for them. All right, the next one is the tightrope trivia. It's a 9-question timed multiple choice trivia quiz. I gotta, you can't cheat because you gotta get fast. This is one of the harder quizzes. Yesterday's kicked my ass. Let's see how today's does. Henry the Eighth was Catherine Howard. You had 7. That was 2 more after that. All right, let's move on. Coach singers and the voice. Rap star coaches useful as complete guess, but a good one apparently. It took me a while though. You gotta get them fast. We dealt 5 cards. Getting which posted the best possible without wild card. A royal flush. For a second there, I thought 4 of a kind, but then I remember royal flush is higher. North Dakota is Roosevelt. Kitty, I'm doing something. He's all being a cute kitten today. He loves that. I'm gonna put him in his room because he gets all the hydration it needs from its prey. Well, fastest land animal is a cheetah. I didn't know about the hydration, but that doesn't matter. Denton or signature pillbox hats on inauguration day. Iconoclast. That makes more sense. Oof. Red's the top of the rainbow. I have no idea who this is. No idea. That was a hard one. Zero guesses. Hey, well, technically that was a cross. Excuse me 1 second, please. Well, that was a loss. Anything under 2,000 points is a loss. Does it matter? No. All right, next game is the reunion. It's kind of like a crossword puzzle, except you don't get clues. You just got to figure shit out. All right, let's figure some stuff out here. Green are in the file position. Yellow have to be moved, but are on the right row or column, although that's not like, shoo, I'm going to do that M. I'm going to take a guess that this Y is here. And the reason why is now I think that this bottom word is yacht, Y-I-C-H, because we have a C and an H available. Let's just guess that it's yacht. Okay. We're doing good-ish. Okay, so now we know there's M, 2 M's, but they're not in those positions. So they have to be, one of them has to be at the top, right? And then the other one will turn white, right? No, I was wrong. No, it could be here. What? Oh, it's over here. No, it's not there. Okay, let me just... boy, the brain games are murdering me today. But I'm having a good time. That's the important thing. And I'm going to keep doing them every time. Maybe I'll get better. I'm just kind of... I guess I'm kind of in a hurry. There's no hurry. I've got hours of streaming ahead of me. Well, we still have got to do the whole Ken's Piano Lounge, which I'm always looking forward to. That's probably why I'm trying to speed the big brain games. Got to calm down. There's no timing on this. Have a little Diet Coke. No, if you think you know it's a 7-letter word, this could be a miss at the top because there's 2 S's. But is there another A? So it can't be a miss. There's no other A available. So what could it be? It could just be miss, M-I-S-S, right? Because they could be there. But it's not missed. What else could it be? Yeah, I kind of think it's miss. Okay, fine. And I don't think it's a miss because there's no A or anything else. That was a good guess. And then this is what it's going to be is sun. No, not sunspot. Suspect. I believe. Nope. No, because no, yeah, it could be suspect, right? Wait a minute. No, there's no other C. Can't be suspect. Could be support. Right? Is there another P? There is another P. And then there is an O. And there is an R. I kind of think this word on the right is going to be support. Okay. So this T means I think the T has to go there. It's going to be metro. This O goes here. We're not going to do great, but at least we'll get it in like 18. And then this word is going to be bumpy. Right? And then they're going to be here up in the upper left. So that's going to go there. This word is going to be blimp, where I'm putting the B. So that goes there. The M is going to go there. And then this word is going to be idiotic, but we have to do 2 moves. That's why we're not going to get in 17. Okay. 19. Oof. Wow. Other players needed 28 moves. That's 25 is the average. Other players needed a lot of moves on average. So that points to this one being a kind of difficult one. And I think it's some of these words like blimp and yacht are kind of hard. And that's an unusual position for the hedgehog and the fox to end up in. They always have to end up next to each other. Thus, it's being called the reunion. All right, before we do the, let's do the loop before we do, I'm going to do the loop before we do the connections. All right, so we got a banana. Now we got a stump. Oh, no. Okay, so this woman is doing the splits, and there's some log splits. Let's put these there for now. And we got a tumbleweed. And a mesa. Okay, cash. It's a hot fudge sundae or something like that. A bandana. What does this say? Johnny Appleseed. A burr, which reminds me of a tumbleweed a little bit. Okay, we got what's his name? He would be with axe. That's Folsom, the guy Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. So the Cash and Johnny Cash would be next to each other. Let's see. We got Jefferson, and he would relate to, I don't know. Oh yeah, this is a banana split. So that could go next to girls with a split. So there's the banana split, the splitting the wood, the guy chopping the wood. Let's see. This got another kind of fictional character. Oh yeah, banana and bandana sound kind of alike. But I'm going to move him here. And put him here. I don't know for sure what's going on here, but we're going to do a check and see how badly we did. Okay, yeah, not too better than previous. Yesterday's was pretty bad. This is much better. Okay, so I already can tell exactly what we need to do. Yeah, that makes some sense. This is going to go here, and then these are going to get interchanged, and we're done. Nope, not quite. I was wrong. Oh, right. Duh. Johnny Cash. And wait, what's the connection there between him and him? We'll find out because that's got to be right. And we can do the how they link. Split Wood, Paul Bunyan were legendary American characters. Johnny Appleseed. Oh, Johnny Appleseed to Johnny Cash, of course. And Johnny Cash is like, oh yeah, then the Cash is a wad of cash. And was Hamilton because, okay, got it. It was a Burr. Hamilton famously shot or was shot by Aaron Burr, and there's a Burr and the Tumbleweed are okay, got it. All right, we did pretty good on that actually. That was great, in my opinion. See, compared to yesterday, we needed 3 of those. All right, the next game. Let me bring this up here. Is the connections. I like to do this every day. We have a 31-day streak, probably longer. They keep losing my streaks. Excuse me. So, all right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to read these out, see if we can figure out what the 4 affinity groups are. First, Empire. Last, Beehive. Hawkeye. Sooner. Force. Wolverine. Phantom. Pompadour. Daredevil. Rather. Chignon. I don't know what that is. Nightcrawler. Preferably. And Bouffant. Let's try to go with hairdos. Because I know Beehive, Bouffant, Pompadour. Well, what would the 4th one be? I kind of want to know what a chignon is before we're allowed to do that. It's in the rules. I've never heard that. What is it? It's an updo. These are all specifically updos, I believe. They're hairdos, but they're specific updo. They're specific on hairdo. That's fine. Okay, Hawkeye, like that's Hawkeye Pierce. Sooner is a slang for a person from Oklahoma, right? Or I know Ohio, India. Fuck, where Sooner is from? Where is a Sooner from? Where is a Sooner? It's Oklahoma. Famous mascot of the university. I was right. Okay, Force, Wolverine, Phantom, First, Daredevil, Rather, Empire, Nightcrawler, preferably, and last. I think Nightcrawler is a comic character. Nightcrawler is a comic book character, but I'm wondering. But I'm saying specifically who. It is Marvel. So Nightcrawler, Daredevil, Wolverine, and I think Hawkeye are Marvel comics, Marvel characters. I was right, specifically Marvel characters, not just comic characters. Well, hey, I got it right. Shut up. All right, Phantom first. Sooner, Rather. Okay, Sooner just could be before. Rather, Empire, Force, preferably, and last. I mean, the Phantom Menace, the Empire Strikes Back, some of these are Star Wars references, right? But also, let's see, First, Sooner, preferably, and Rather. More readily. Interesting. So Empire, Force, Phantom, and last. Yes, these are all references to Star Wars films. Empire Strikes Back, one word of it, Force, whatever, and the Last Jedi is that one, right? And Phantom Menace, blah blah blah. So these are kind of Star Wars titles in one word. Words after the in a Star Wars movie title. Got it. Well, that's a perfect score. That one. Finally, we got something good. I didn't have to cheat. Well, I did have to look at what a chignon is. Sorry. So if that's a problem for you, then it's a problem for you. It's not a problem for me. All right. Last game is the Octurtle before we take the break. We're going to do the rescue. It's the hardest one. Let's see what we got here. We got a spell out here. Beast on there. Let's just take that one where it's free. What else do we have here? We have, okay, we still don't have an O and U, so this could be SHOWN. Let's try it. I mean, we could get lucky. We got lucky. Because that O is really important. That was the first time we've used the O. Okay, let's see. This word now. Okay, let's see. All we know is there's an O somewhere. It could be bossy, BOSSY, because we've also not used the word. I mean, it has to be BO something. But what could be? I mean, after the S, because, you know, and then there's no O there. I think it's bossy. And yep, when you can't think of any other words, and that's the only one you can think of, it could be the one. Okay, now that Y was really helpful, because we know this word has an R and a T in addition to the O and the Y. What could that be? It could be forty, FORTY. Right? What else could it be? Could it be other things? I kind of think that's it. Yeah, nice. And this word here, again, we know what the O is, but there's also a V, E, a T, and an R. So, could it be trove? It could be trove, actually, now that I think about it. All right, we're doing good. We got 3 left and 4 guesses. So I think we're going to, well, we'll see how we go. Let's see. So we have a W here. This word could be wound or wound, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm just going to guess that because it fits. Oh, nice, because we needed that D. So it's either OLDY, moldy. It could be moldy or it could be dolly. I bet it's moldy, but it could be dolly. Oof. Let's try this other word. This one we have. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. Now that okay, it ends in T, has a U, no other vowels, but not NT, and there's an N there somewhere. All that we know is there's an N and a U. So what could that be? Huh. It could be. It could end with N-U-T. That would be the first 2 letters. It can't be input, right? There's definitely no other. It can't end in. What is that word going to be? It's going to be a tricky one, I think. Could start with un. Oh, it could be uncut. Come on, it's got to be uncut. It's got to be uncut. Whew. All right, so we have 2 guesses and we need them because I still don't know if it's moldy or dolly. Let's try moldy first. It's got to be one or the other, right? See? Yeah, we win. But see, because we had 2 guesses there, 50-50, moldy or dolly. It was dolly. But that counts as a win. I count that as a win, and that's doesn't matter because nobody's getting paid. It's just to, you know, hopefully mean that the brain is working to some degree, which it is only to some degree. All right, let's see, we're gonna go to the musical category here to commemorate the fact that when I come back from the mid-roll, hopefully I will have set up my piano and all that shit, and it's gonna take a while, so let me get that working. We'll see you on the other side of that. Okay, what do we got here? You may set my camera, my music instrument camera. There we go. Or crotch cam, as we like to call it around here. Let's see, my piano's working. I brought my little pedal down here, and I pinch my finger, pinch my little pinky. That's about where I like it. A little warm up here. And welcome to Ken's Pen Lounge. All right, we're going to welcome you to the lounge to start officially with say a little prayer. Joe Jackson there. Next one is, I'm just doing this standard order here, basically. Flashdance. Flashdance. Oh, Girl from Ipanema? Why not?
just have a great time playing that song. I'm not gonna stop playing it. But there's more to play. Todd running in there. What's the other one I like to do? Let's just go right to a little Billy Joel. Oh, that's it. How'd it go? just the two of us. Bill Withers. It's a little misty. Why not? Let's do it then. Okay, going right from Steely Dan to Paul Williams. accordion. Didn't play that note. Play notes on his own. Where that came from. Scary. Something bad happened. Oh, this, I see what happened here. How'd that happen? All right, should be fine now. How'd that happen? Okay, I like doing the song by Sheryl Crow, Strong Enough. Four songs to do. Been 2 hours. Diet Coke has definitely turned light tan. A couple more songs though. How about Up, Up and Away? I think I got enough Diet Coke for one more song. that's gonna be it pretty much for the show. Being that I pretty much hit that 2 hour mark. Move my cameras around like wildly, you know, it's all electronic. It's all digital. Camera doesn't actually move. All right. Yeah, I had a great time today. I had such a really good time. I'm gonna do the whole thing tomorrow. Pretty much, except for the musical segment, probably will not be keyboards. It'll either be guitar or bass. Maybe bass. Haven't played the bass in a while. But yeah, regular time, same channel, same bat time, same bat channel. Talking Heads there, you know, great band, greatest band really. Although I don't do too many Talking Heads songs these days. I do a few. I do on the guitar, do a Psycho Killer. Anyway, excuse me. I'm looking forward to getting on with the rest of my Saturday. I hope you guys all too. And you know, Sunday, Monday's a holiday, so I'll have a nice long stream Monday too. With you know. So expect that. Other than that, not too much to report. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Bye, everybody. See you next time.